Everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 13 Pro and compare it against the iPhone 15 Pro and see which particular iPhone is a better one for you. Now, the craziest thing is that between both these devices, I will tell you my iPhone 15 Pro is the one that I use on an everyday basis, but my iPhone 13 Pro was the one that I used right before this one. So it is actually pretty cool to see both these iPhones right next to each other because these were my go-to phones this is my newest one, but this is my older one. So if you want to pick up these phones or maybe some other phones that I recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, clearly, if you have all the money in the world, go for the 15 Pro, but I think the iPhone 13 Pro is still a very, very good priced iPhone for the most part, which is something that's really, really cool to see. Starting off with the outside of the iPhone 13 Pro, you are getting a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, which is basically the same size display as you're getting on the iPhone 15 Pro. So this isn't the biggest difference in the world, like you're getting a very, very similar kind of size display, which I think is totally fine. But I will tell you between both, you're still getting a very, very good display on the 15 Pro and the 13 Pro. You have the notch up top right up here. You're getting a 120Hz Pro Motion display on both these phones, which is really nice. But the 13 Pro still looks very good. I think this phone looks very, very sharp. It does seem like this one has more bezel all over, like around it, than the 13 Pro, or than the 15 Pro. But the 13 Pro still looks very good nonetheless. With the iPhone 15 Pro, on the other hand, this is a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display as well. This one, same resolution almost basically for the most part. This one is also giving you a couple things. One, it's giving you a brighter panel, which I like. They're giving the dynamic island here too, so that's a big difference. It's actually kind of cool. But the big thing though, I'm noticing now the bezels on these two phones are, you're getting a lot more bezel on the iPhone 13 Pro that I just realized. It's not a crazy amount, but if you're actually looking at the bezel, per like capita or whatever, you're definitely getting more bezel on the iPhone 13 Pro than on the iPhone 15 Pro. But regardless, both phones still look great. Don't really have that much to complain about here between both of them. On the sides, this was another very big difference that we kind of saw here, and let me just point out a few things. One, the iPhone 13 Pro had this reflective side to it. So you can see right here on the sides of the iPhone 13 Pro, it is reflective, so it does look pretty nice. The iPhone 15 Pro, on the other hand, has this non-reflective side to it. So that right there was one big thing that I noticed, that if I was going through and looking at both these phones, the iPhone 15 Pro kind of matches what the iPhone 13s and 14s had, where the iPhone 13 Pro matches the Pro series basically with this reflective material. You're also getting a SIM card tray inside of the iPhone 13 Pro, which is very nice. Unfortunately, you are not getting that inside of the iPhone 15 Pro. On the top, you're not getting much, but you're also getting a difference in the ringer switches. The iPhone 15 Pro has the actual action button that you can click on. The iPhone 13 Pro just has this ringer on-off switch. Another big difference, on the bottom, you're getting a USB Type-C port on the iPhone 15 Pro. We're getting a Lightning port on the iPhone 13 Pro. You can still get Lightning, to USB Type-C accessories, to plug in here to basically make it work. But natively, it's super nice to have that thing working right there inside of the iPhone 15 Pro. It's a really, really nice touch that we have there. On the back sides, kind of basically the same thing. There's not really that big of a difference here. You're getting triple camera setups on both and LiDAR sensors on both as well. So from that side, there really isn't that big of a difference. It's kind of more or less what you'd expect. You're getting MagSafe capability right here, wireless charging, IP certification. There's still a lot of overlap here for sure. But if I'm looking at one, I definitely do like the iPhone 15 Pro, possibly a little bit more than the iPhone 13 Pro, just because the 15 Pro is giving you USB-C, a better display, and still smaller things like that. So that pretty much covers it up there. Now, in terms of the actual software longevity, this is going to be probably one of the areas where the iPhone 15 Pro is going to definitely win in, probably. The iPhone 15 Pro is 2 years newer than the iPhone 13 Pro. So because of that, you're probably going to be getting a phone on the 13 Pro that is going to last substantially longer than something like the iPhone 15 Pro. So that is just one thing to keep in mind. Like if you're wanting the better device, you're probably going to go and get it working or just get a better phone overall inside of something like the iPhone 13 Pro or the iPhone 15 Pro than the 13 Pro. So that kind of covers it up there as well. Now let's go and do a speed comparison between both these phones. The iPhone 13 Pro had that Apple A15 body chip inside of it with 6 gigabytes of RAM, where the iPhone 15 Pro had that Apple A17 Pro chip inside of it with 8 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go and see which one's a faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are clear in the background. 15 Pro is here, 13 Pro is here. Let's load up their app stores. 3, 2, 1. And the 15 Pro definitely was faster there. Scrolling through here, let's see if there's any big differences. And you can kind of see through here, not that big of a difference. Again, both have 120Hz displays, which are really nice. We do have some third-party apps we can just kind of test out immediately. So let's get into here. Let's do Netflix. 3, 2, 1. And I think the 13 Pro may have been faster there, which is very interesting. Let's try Quizlet, which I don't have. Let's do thank you, 3, 2, 1. And I'm hoping there's no like upgrade panels or anything like that that kind of show up, because that would be very, very unfortunate. This was about the same thing too. There really wasn't that big of a difference here as far as I could tell. Again, this was a pretty basic game, so we'll test some further ones out and see what happens. Let's go try something as Snake versus Blocks, 3, 2, 1. So it's about the same thing too here as well. So that's another interesting thing. Getting into the actual gameplay, let's see if there's any big differences here, which I don't know if there's going to be, but I mean, that was kind of an interesting thing going on there. Let's do the original Temple Run, which I don't think I have here. So we can do Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. Now this game also isn't the biggest intensive game of all time, but I still like testing it because it's a good little game that we can go and kind of see what loads up faster. And I guess when you get into the bigger intensive applications, that's when you start noticing bigger differences. So you can see with the iPhone 15 Pro, this one did end up loading up, overall faster than the iPhone 13 Pro. So I think that's one big thing to keep in mind there. Like if you're wanting the faster phone overall, it's probably going to be on the iPhone 15 Pro as far as we can tell. Actual gameplay you can see is some pretty good stuff here too. Subway Surfers, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the iPhone 13 Pro ended up getting that one up faster. I don't know why. That was okay. So maybe it was because of this download update panel. I just don't want to, just keep making, just want to cope with it. But that was a very weird thing. But I like the 13 Pro. I'm surprised that iPhone did that well. I think overall, though, I don't know if there's one that's like super way faster than the other one. I think both do a really good job. The 15 Pro should theoretically be the faster one almost every single time. So it is very surprising to me that we're getting this type of difference. But regardless, I think in terms of this, that kind of covers it up there for the most part. In terms of the cameras, both of them are giving you the triple camera setup on the backside. So both are giving you wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto lenses on the backside of both these lenses, which I think is very cool. I like having these types of cameras, and they are very, very good type of cameras. You're getting, telephoto lenses and everything like that. You're getting more zooming in capability on the 15 Pro, but the resolutions, 4K 60 on the front and back, are identically the same basically on both. Now within the camera itself, I've had a very, very good time with both these sensors. And with my 13 Pro, this was a beautiful camera. Like when I had this phone, when I was using it, I never complained about the camera at one time. It was so good. You're getting 0.5x zoom there. You're getting 15x zoom on the inside. You're getting things like video mode, cinematic mode, slow mode, time lapse, portrait mode, panorama mode. There's still a lot of good stuff to still love about this particular phone. Like the 13 Pro is a very good camera without a doubt. And the 15 Pro is also a very good sensor as well. With something like the iPhone 15 Pro, this type of camera is still giving you a lot of good quality. You're still getting 0.5x zoom on the outside, and inside you're getting 15x zoom, so you're not getting more zoom. You're getting the same exact zoom for the most part. You're still getting video mode, cinematic mode, slow mode, time lapse. On the other side, photo mode, portrait mode, and panorama mode. So there's still a lot of good stuff to like about this particular phone as well, which is another really, really cool thing. And if I'm going through and getting a sort of camera, the iPhone 15 Pro is pretty much going to be the top tier camera that I can basically find. So to kind of sum it up, what I'll definitely tell you, I definitely do like the iPhone 15 Pro, and I do think it's overall the better phone than the 13 Pro, as you probably would have expected. But this is a substantially more expensive phone. This is at least like $300 to $400 more expensive than a used iPhone 13 Pro. And I would say in some ways, you could justify the price, but if you can find an iPhone 15 Pro for maybe $200 more than the 13 Pro like in the used market, then I would say go for it. If not, I think the iPhone 13 Pro is still a very, very good iPhone. This one has a ton of capability built in still, and this one has a huge life ahead of it as well. It's almost 80% of what the 15 Pro is. You're just missing USB-C and a better display. Other than that, this display is very, very good and still has a lot of power. It's beating the 15 Pro in sometimes. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.